Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Let's get into some crypto news as we talk about Bitcoin, right? Plummeting below 69,000 briefly. What's causing this little sell-off? We're into some of the liquidation data, get into this article, and I'll give you guys my thoughts towards the end of this video because right now Bitcoin 69.4 on the charts, and for the most part, you need to understand what's actually happening during this because I'm going to share with you exactly why none of this bothers me or worries me, concerns me, anything like that. So let's get down into it, guys. Please subscribe down below if you have not already done so. Smash that like button and let's talk some crypto. All right, so here's what we're looking into, okay? And I want to show you guys the chart real quick. And it's funny, I actually had the Dogecoin chart up and I had some lines drawn, some markings where I was looking into some of the TA surrounding Dogecoin, and this chart that I was using, this is basically a TradingView integration. It left these lines up, and when I switched from Dogecoin to Bitcoin, you could basically stack those charts exactly on top of each other. So kind of funny in crypto how it almost comes off as some of these are actually programmed off of one another, and we know how closely Dogecoin was built and designed off of the Bitcoin essentially the way that they were created as well. So this is what we're looking at, and we've since came up from levels where you could see back here in the mid of May, it was 61.6, okay? So these are the daily candles as we look into the chart, and this is where we saw this big red candle here, okay? That's where we wicked down about 71, down to 69. So in terms of, looking at the candles, looking at the daily, and, this could be Bitcoin, this could be some other crypto, it's really not big news in terms of, okay, well, it went down just a little bit. But in terms of Bitcoin, with the sheer magnitude of how big their market cap is, that's a substantial move. And I'm not concerned. I feel like Bitcoin will bounce right back off of it. Yes, even if we got down here, for some people that are trading futures, they're trading on leverage, they're doing things like that. That's where Bitcoin going down in this magnitude would make a difference. But for me, we're already starting to wick up a little bit and form a green candle at 69.5. So that's something where I think Bitcoin's going to bounce right back up to 70K. Time will tell. Not financial advice, like I said, but there are some people out there that do care about this in terms of the short term. So I'm going to talk about it, all right, because it is kind of breaking crypto news in a sense when Bitcoin loses that much of its market cap just suddenly. So like I said, this is 69.4, but we're still in kind of an upwards triangle when we look at the ascension that we've gotten back from May, and that's kind of when this has all really started to take off. I'm still very bullish on Bitcoin. We're going into some of the deeper dive numbers within some of these liquidations that we've seen. But first, before we do, make sure you guys are all hopping over and signing up with Margex. Link down below in the description. That's where you can sign up to trade with 100x leverage. And not just that, guys. It's something where there's a copy trading feature within Margex. I'll pull that up for you on your screen and really, truly take the effort out of it. This trader's actually went up a little bit. I know it sounds hilarious, little trade, but there's 157 people following him or her and having over 2,342% ROE just by mimicking and copying every single move they're making trading with Margex. So be sure to do your due diligence. Understand there's no KYC, so make sure Margex is right for you. And if you want to get started, click my link down below in the description. You can get started trading with Margex today. But that's kind of what we're looking at. And Bitcoin, like I said, 3% within minutes. All right, that's when you hit a 68.5. And this is something where it needs to be understood that the reason why this is happening, and a lot of people are associating it with the live that was organized by Roaring Kitty. That's the influencer that we've seen within the GameStop, the GME phenomenon. Okay, so there was almost 500,000 people watching live, and it was also being broadcasted on a lot of the big business news channels. So that's crazy in itself. And during that live broadcast, we saw GME fall very sharply. So, the squeeze continues, and that totaled the Keith Gill, his loss to $235 million. Okay, so crazy. All right. So, we all know how the GME stuff works. I'm not going to talk stocks here, but this is kind of putting it in perspective as we look into some of the liquidations. You can see, all right, heavy liquidations, right? $300 million in the crypto market over the last hour of when this article was published. And you can see that a lot of them were just long positions, and then the majority also were short positions. So a significant portion of these liquidations, as you can see here, were altcoins such as, or in other altcoins such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, and Solana, which kind of interesting how they're calling Bitcoin an altcoin in this piece, but that's just kind of what we're looking at. So, you look at this, the most liquidations that we saw occurred within the low value meme coins. And the Bitcoin liquidation amount was capped at $44 million. So it's kind of crazy to look at it in that perspective, that that's what would cause Bitcoin to go down, cause that decline. But as we look at the chart, I'm really not worried about Bitcoin. I told you guys that it's not financial advice, but if we zoom out and we look a couple years down the road and we look back at this chart, if we look at this and we go back to where we are at right here, right now, this whole thing, right? And granted, I'm going to put it in perspective for you guys. This is essentially about a 3-4 month period right now. What you guys can see, this consolidation will just be a blip in the radar. All right, we're talking about these live jumps from 62 to 70 and so on and so forth. For me, I think this is in a long-term outlook. It's all going to be irrelevant. If you guys trade, great, but this is where we've hit these resistance points. And as soon as we hit these points, it seems like we just come firing down. You can see the sharp sell-offs that ensue. And if we draw that line, that's kind of what we're looking at. So very stiff resistance around 72,000 for Bitcoin. This one was kind of an outlier. I think there was some more more of a catalyst going on within the news front, but that's kind of where we're at. As soon as we hit 72,000, Bitcoin just bounces down. So that's what's important to keep in mind. As long as we're sniffing around at 72, I think Bitcoin's relatively safe. That's just my thoughts, not financial advice, as always. But I wanted to share with you guys why we saw these liquidations. The GME stuff is going to go wild into the weekend, and that's what happens when you have 500,000 people tuning in to what you're saying on national television. So kind of what we got going on. I appreciate you guys watching. We're going to have updates throughout the weekend. Please remember to subscribe on your way out if you have not already done so. Also, guys, be sure to hop on over to Margex down below and get started trading with them today. And just by signing up and creating a link, you can register and claim up to $10,000 in bonuses. So you do not want to leave that on the table. So make sure you guys all check out that down below in the description. But enjoy the rest of the weekend. Let's see what Bitcoin does from here. Let's see if we can get above that 70K and see what the weekend has in store for us as crypto traders. So appreciate you guys watching. Remember to subscribe on your way out, and we'll see you guys all in the next video. Cheers.